All right, here's another game. Uh, this is called the Pierce Defense. Somewhat similar to the King's Indian Defense. It's just the way the pawns come either down E or D ranks, I guess, or files, I'm sorry. All right, castle early. Now here's a really cool move that I've learned a long time ago. In this particular position, if you do this, the opponent will take that knight thinking I just blundered, at which point you fork the knight and the bishop on d5. Now he's probably seeing that fork and is unsure what to do. I've seen people react in all sorts of ways here. It's a very nice way to clear the center. Let's see what he'll do. Sometimes they attack the pawn on f7, and when you retake with the rook, they take that pawn. But here we go. So this happens a lot in both King's Indian and the Pierce. All right. Okay, now he wants to do that. I don't know. It's a good idea to, at this point, just continue development. He may strike an f7, at which point I'll trade a rook and a pawn for a knight and a bishop. I think it's a safe bet to just continue development. A dangerous spot here is a fork on e6, and he could try to sacrifice something in order to get there. So I'll need to play h6 immediately to get that knight. To kick him off. I mean, that bishop on b3 is nicely placed. I hate the fact that it has that long diagonal, and it's all okay. That's a strange move, but I know what he's doing. He's doubling up his attack on that pawn, which that's fine. But before that happens, let's see if I can do anything to maybe, I don't know, keep that pawn safe. I mean, I am ahead by a pawn. So I'm, at this point, pretty happy with the way I'm controlling the center. So he has returned, and I'm just gonna move my queen to safety here. It's very important I kick off that knight. That knight is really dangerous there, so h6 needs to happen soon. Now he's pushing the same pieces repeatedly. He should focus on developing. He's just attacking like there's no tomorrow. One thing I can try to do is chase that bishop away. This is a pretty good move. And now it's time to get rid of that knight. Okay, and Well, that was pretty smart of him. And it's a good thing to get rid of him. Bishop pair is pretty dangerous, so I need to centralize my knight and attack that dark square bishop. He's very important in both the King's Indian and the peers, and if I can get rid of him. So I'm threatening to grab a pawn on b2, but I will be more than happy to take out that dark square bishop if I can. I think my position is a little bit better than his, even though we're equal in material, and I'm doing better on time, about a minute and a half ahead of him. Let's see what he'll do. He should, okay, and that's fine. I'm more than happy to eliminate that bishop pair, and now at this point, I think an attack on his bishop is a good move, even though this weakens me a little bit, because I'm using one of the... Okay, so he does that. I can further develop by attacking his queen. So the idea is to just... Okay, so he's forcing a trade here. Okay, and that's fine. And what I just did is at least I'm preventing him on on doing a queen side castle. And what I'll do next is grab that pawn. Okay. Well, that's fine. Ooh, that was a very good move. He pinned my... Okay, well, that was very good. Well, it sucks when I blunder this bad. Okay, I can try attacking his bishop. It absolutely sucks that I am without a rook pair. It's going to be very hard to play now. And he's trying to trade, and the idea is to avoid trades at this point. Well, that's bizarre. I just ended up flipping the board without even... I don't know how I just did this. I just swiped. Okay, we'll just flip it back. Okay, so let's do this. Boy, this guy's really good. I mean, man. This is one of those games that is just not going well. And So the lesson here is the lesson here is don't blunder when tactics happen. It's not a good thing. I could resign here. I don't know what I can hope for here, but just a meaningless check. Yeah. Yeah, it's checkmate here, unfortunately. I kind of did this to and pretty much end the game. So, when you lose, don't lose the lesson. So, what's cool about chess.com is at the end of each game, you get this analysis that can shed some light on what went wrong. Middle game tactics are how most games are decided. Let's review so you can come out ahead next time. So, what happened here?
Middle game.
It looks like there was one point, as you can tell by the graph, up until that point, the game was pretty much even. And I blundered. I played around 1600 level. He was around 1650, so he didn't outplay me that badly, but that beautiful pin cost me a rook, so, and there was that one blunder here that we see at the bottom that I made. We both have had one great move. In fact, I had one brilliant move. So even though a game can be lost, in each game there are moments when one has played well, and of course it's always the player that makes the last mistake that loses. So let's look at this game. So here we go. The periods, that all went well. This was considered my brilliant move because it's the one to remember. It's that little fork that is very useful in clearing the center, and here I've got my queen a bit too early. I pushed that knight, and he equalized the material, and I guess it just went badly after that. If there was one thing I could have done, is move my king to g7. I mentioned that moving that f pawn, which was there to protect the king, was a bad idea. It caught up with me, so that's a valuable lesson to remember moving forward. And this is that critical move that cost me the game. So, as you can see, I left my king undefended, and now the opponent simply took that valuable rook, and furthermore, even eliminated my bishop. So, this game was a fine example of how one small tactical blunder in the middle game can cost you the game. So on to the next game.